folks, and welcome to episode 18 of the Andrew Walker Show. Of course, I'm your host, Andrew Walker, and today I have three guests with me. I have Mr. Marquis White. How are you doing, sir?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
Thanks for having me on, Andrew.
Yes. Julia Allison and Angie Acosta. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
You had to drive through the rain to get here?
Excellent.
It was more like the icy snow, but yeah.
It was, the sleet was coming down. It's becoming that time of year.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So I wanted to have you guys on today because all three of you are connected in some way to the local movie industry, I guess if you can call it that. Remember the good old days when we had those tax breaks and everybody was making money?
Yeah.
It's like, how are you going to make money now
Yeah.
in Michigan without those tax breaks? But anyway, let's start with Mr. White.
Sure.
So you started something called Enigmaw Studios. You got to remember the W at the end.
That's right.
And currently CEO?
That's right.
Is that?
That's correct.
Tell me why you wanted to start this studio.
Sure. So, I've been making films since the year 2000 or 2001, I can't remember.
The Cretaceous period.
That's right. And cinemas were just getting started. And I've always been into films, writing in particular, but I'm a storyteller, I'm an entertainer. But I'm also a bit of a control freak. So anyone on my sets will know.
So was Stanley Kubrick, and look what he did.
Hey, that's right, man. But doing that, I've had a very interesting life. I've explored quite a bit of the planet. I've delved into many facets of the workforce and checked out many things. But there was one thing that I always kept coming back to, and it was film. However, I wanted my destiny in the world of filmmaking to be in my hands. And I'm a stubborn SOB, so I just wanted to, do what I could on my own. And I could also see sort of the writing on the wall when it came to the film industry. Number one, the barrier to entry is insanely high.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be someone's lackey for the next 40 years. And I'm also not trying to go to some Diddy party. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So
I guess back then you had to pay your dues.
you had to, walk in with a bottle of
I was going to
baby
say,
oil.
you had to bring the baby oil.
That's
if you're first starting out.
That's right.
Ooh.
So, but yeah, that's what led me to start it.
We might edit that out. No, we're keeping it.
Keeping it real, man. It's all
Keeping it.
about authenticity these days. But no. So that's what led me to start it. I came back home. I was overseas for quite some time. And when I came back home, I just decided, I'm going back into filmmaking, but I'm going to do it my way. And I'm very rooted in Michigan. I love the state. And, to me, this is where there's the most room to grow. Not a lot of room elsewhere. So this is the place to be, in my hands, and yeah.
That's right. Like if you go down to Atlanta, the state of Georgia has had tax credits for quite a while now.
That's right.
And Atlanta is becoming like Hollywood East or Southeast, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's probably pretty saturated with what they can do. Here in Metro Detroit, we got nowhere to go but up, bud.
That's right. Well, and the other thing too, and I'm glad you mentioned the tax incentives. I don't think we should just wait for the tax incentives. There weren't always tax incentives. There were no tax incentives when Hollywood was started. You know what I mean? They fled New York because it was too expensive, and then went to California.
Yeah, the mafia.
That's
the mafia
right.
started it in the 30s.
That's right.
They either went to Las Vegas or LA.
Yeah, and that's right. That's right. But and to me, that's what people need to do. We need to learn, particularly here in America. We have to get back to the days where we're using our ingenuity to create something without waiting for someone to give us a job. So that's my tip.
You got to be a self-starter, right?
That's right.
All right.
With some skills.
Preferably.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Julia. So
Hello.
you are a producer, actor, model, budding musician, I think, multi-hyphenate. What made you want to start getting into the local entertainment industry? Was it like a childhood dream?
Yeah, so when I was little, I always used to watch the cartoons and stuff and do the voices and have a lot of fun.
Did you ever do Woody Woodpecker?
No, I didn't. I always chose the evil characters, actually.
Like Ursula?
Yes,
From Little
actually.
Mermaid.
There's a funny joke about it.
Anyways. So no,
We'll save it for after the credits.
Yeah, there we go. No, so I always wanted to be a voice actress, and I had no idea that I would ever love being on film. I had no idea that I would ever love modeling. I had no idea that I would ever love anything else but voice acting. But coincidentally, I sort of was trying to bolster myself as a voice actress. In order to become a better voice actress, I wanted to get experience in theater, and I wanted to get experience in film acting just to make myself a well-rounded person. And in doing so, I arguably sometimes fight with myself. I think I sometimes, actually most of the time, I love being on film now more than I do voice acting. I still love voice acting. So that's kind of how I juggled all that, sort of domino effect.
Okay. So did you do some stage work, some like theatrical stuff?
I did. I did Molly Ralston in Agatha Christie's The Mousetrap.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was a fun one. There's a big old blood-curdling scream in it, which was really entertaining. So.
What would you say are the, I guess I could say pros and cons of stage acting versus movie acting, filmed acting?
So one of
Or what do you personally like doing better? Because they're very different, obviously.
They're very different. I love film acting more. The appreciation I have for stage acting is when you get into the character, when the performance begins, you don't break character for the entire play.
Right.
So you get to stay in your character, in your space, in the chemistry with your co-actors the entire time. The illusion is never broken. But when you're on film, you're constantly doing takes, cuts, angle changes, all these moments.
Going back and forth between your true self and then the character.
You exhale out of the moment and try to inhale back into it. But so it's a kind of an interesting balance between the two. So I have an appreciation for theater and the amount of time that you can remain in your character unbroken in the moment. But film, I don't know, there's just something so magical about putting all these pieces together.
Oh, yeah.
and really just stretching yourself as a person to try to make a masterpiece that people can watch again and again and again.
Yeah, but the scary thing about stage acting is you can't hit pause.
No.
There's no editing.
You cannot.
But the good thing is you get that immediate feedback from the audience.
Yes.
Whether you hear a gasp or laughing or clapping or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing, I think it was, I want to say Hugh Jackman, a while ago saying that film is great, and I've made a living doing film, but he loves going back to do stage acting every once in a while to get that real audience connection. Because obviously, if you like when you did the X-Men movies, you're 90% of the film is in a green screen in a warehouse, and it's like obviously a very different environment, but
with 1,000 takes.
Right, exactly. But you're right, you get that live audience feedback. And sometimes what's funny in theater is moments that made one group of people laugh hysterically. It's like dead silence the next group of people you get, and then they laugh at things you never expected them to laugh at.
Right.
So it's just fun. It's always a toss-up. Roll the dice.
Forces you to hone in your skills, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, Miss Angie, Miss Makeup Artist. I've seen a lot of your pictures you put up on Facebook and Instagram. You do some great work.
Well, thank you.
What made you want to start doing makeup in a professional sense?
I kind of played around with makeup when I was younger. Like I would play with like blue eyeshadow and just like sparkly eyeshadow, like blue mascara and stuff like that. And I'd wear it to like school, but I'd get told to take it off. But I always found it fun. But I also found like acting like interesting, and that's what I thought I wanted to be growing up, was an actress. So I would take acting classes, but I would like show up with like makeup on when I was like 6 and like 7, like a full like red lipstick and like everything. So it was kind of always like something I was interested in, but I didn't really like think about it in like a job sense for a long time until I was like, I think like 11, 12. I was kind of like, okay, because I used to watch like makeup videos online. And I mean, I know like that's kind of like when a whole bunch of makeup trends were like heavy eyeshadow, that's like glam, that's like when all that was really popular. So I was really drawn to kind of just like, you can kind of create anything you want with makeup. So I started watching a whole bunch of like beauty people online, and then I kind of just like decided, okay, I think I want to go to makeup school. So 14 is kind of like when I officially like, decided. But I went to my first makeup school here in Michigan when I was 18.
Okay.
And then I went there until like 2022-ish, 2023-ish, kind of like early then. But I kind of always liked makeup because I always liked being creative of art. And I always like painting and like doing stuff like that.
Cool. In the morning when I put on my makeup, I always like to do it after breakfast. After a shower, after breakfast, when I'm nice and relaxed, and then I
After
can
you shave your
concentrate.
legs.
Yes.
It's the best time.
Now, I know that you helped do makeup and effects at Erebus.
Yes.
Is this your first season doing that?
No, it was my 4th season this year, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I kind of started working there, like, immediately after I finished makeup school. Like, I was like, okay, I want to go to Erebus to work there because I grew up hearing about it. Because, I mean, I live so close to that area, so I always grew up hearing, like, oh, it's the scariest haunted house. Like, growing up, I always wanted to go there, but I could never find anyone who wanted to go with me. So I never went there until I actually started working there, but I always heard about how cool it was, and I mean, I knew about Ed's Fear Finder and everything, and then all the stuff he was doing with just like the going to schools, like for the anti-bullying thing of like don't be a monster.
Oh, I didn't know they did that too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I used to like hear about like him in like so many different ways growing up. So when I first started working there, it was kind of like weird and kind of like I'm really like here doing this, and I was back in 2022.
And you brought your autograph book. Mr. Ed, can you please sign? You're my hero.
It was kind of crazy because I was always like, I've always like heard about this place, and now I'm like actually like here, like working it, and I feel like it's been very fun, and I've definitely learned a lot about like airbrushing and just like everything to do with like haunt makeup, like since I started there.
Hot makeup?
Haunt makeup.
Oh, haunt.
Yeah.
Who are some of your biggest influences, like stylistically? Because I think I see a lot of Tim Burton
Really?
influences and a lot of the faces that
I can definitely understand that. I don't know. When it comes to like looks, I really like Todd Masters and his style of work, and I really like Christian Tinsley as well, and like Tom Savini and everything. They're known for creating like some of like the movie like monster stuff like back in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. I really like creatures and looking at like different like stuff, like even like Star Trek has some really good makeup designs and everything, even like from Joe Harlow. So I really like looking at different like the designs and creatures a lot when I go to like anything. Like I'm always like, okay, what creatures are out there?
I recently came across that name, Tom Savini. What else?
Yes.
Didn't he direct a couple movies?
He's done a lot of things. I know he was in Friday the 13th, like even as an extra a few times.
That's
too.
right.
Yeah, he created like the original Jason design.
That's right. That's right. I know. In October, every night, all 31 nights, I watch a different horror movie. huge horror
What's your
nerd.
favorite? Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
That is a really good one. That is a really good one.
I
All
just
right.
showed my son that
I'm
one.
going to go on a little rant here about Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So I currently do a cult films podcast right down the hall with my sister and my dental hygienist.
Oh, okay.
I know that sounds crazy. It is. When she was digging in my teeth like a year ago, she's like, Andrew, we should start a podcast. Because every time I go in, she's like, oh, so have you seen this? Have you seen this? And it takes like 3 hours for her to do my teeth. I'm like, yeah, let's talk about this some other time. Get my teeth done. So we've recorded 4 or 5 episodes now. 2 episodes ago, we watched and reviewed Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And I generally love those type of weird
Oh yeah,
cult
you
films
don't get those anymore. Yeah.
that it looks like whoever wrote it in one weekend on a cocaine bender, right? So, but there's something about that movie that is just so off-putting to me.
Really? It's 80s good.
It is. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah.
It is a good one to rewatch. Like every time like around this year, it's always good to rewatch it.
It's so bizarre. Back then, you could get away with making films that had, like such a bizarre, like you didn't. The coherence factor wasn't a necessity, as long as it had a decent plot. You know what I'm saying, and some form of an arc. It was okay. And typically, it was Jock, has girlfriend, doesn't appreciate her, and random tough guy comes in from halfway out of town and ends up taking the girl somehow. But like that was sort of a lot of The Blob, if you remember 1987.
Oh, I do
He's like,
remember
I
the
just
Blob.
reviewed that.
Oh, yeah.
I seriously can
Blob
bring
was
up the
funny.
YouTube video. We talked about the 1988 Blob.
That's so good. I love the original.
good one.
But those are the two. I love those. Those are great films.
The Blob is just like such a funny movie because it's like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like,
It's the Blob.
It was good though. I mean, because Killer Clowns is kind of nonsensical. You know what I mean? You can tell they like halfway took it serious. The Blob, they took that film serious. I liked it. I thought it was good. Films like that today, it's like they just consider it a joke and they barely take it.
Yeah.
You know? Even if the plot is ridiculous, you should take your work seriously, and I can appreciate what they did with that.
I'm going to have you on my podcast.
Oh, I love it, man.
You say you live right next door in Rochester?
I do, right in Rochester. That's right. Rochester.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
We'll do it.
Yes.
We'll do it.
So, favorite horror movie. This year is Weapons. Did you see that?
I saw
Oh,
that.
Yeah. Oh,
What'd you
that
think?
was a breath of fresh
I
air.
really liked it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I feel like we were getting a lot of horror comedy for a while, and just like horror movies that sucked. Like,
Yeah.
like it was just so bad for like I think like 3 years straight. But this year and like the past year, it's been like, wait, these are actually really good storylines, and
Yeah.
like it's not like something like we've seen before.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I didn't
yeah, yeah.
expect that honestly in the plot, so
Yeah.
I was just like, this is really interesting, and I like it.
I agree.
A little more than halfway through the movie, Aunt Gladys shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the movie, the whole tone of the movie shifts.
Yep.
Have you seen Barbarian? It's the
No, I have
same
not.
director,
Okay.
Zach Kreger,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
was in The Whitest Kids You Know sketch group. I don't know if you know who they are.
No.
So kind of like Jordan Peele, started off doing sketch and comedy.
Oh, okay.
And then now these guys are making some of the best horror movies. I love Jordan Peele.
Oh, yeah.
Get Out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
I wish he'd break his formula a bit, but Get Out was phenomenal. Us was okay. I think it was a little derivative.
Out of his three so far, it's my least favorite.
Yeah.
I thought Nope was
I
pretty
enjoyed Nope, yeah.
interesting with the
Yeah.
I have
UFO
not
thing.
seen that one actually.
It's
It was good. It was
Yeah,
good.
it's
It's well worth it. Yeah.
very
Is it
interesting.
better than Get Out?
No.
No?
No,
It's-
I don't think so.
It's very, it's hard to compare the two. Yeah, it's the same director, but
Yeah.
I think Get Out is still probably his best.
His-
He won the Oscar that year for Best Original Screenplay.
Oh,
That was
I
his
believe it.
first time writing
Yeah,
a
it
screenplay.
was. It
Wow.
was, yeah.
Winning an Oscar on your first
And
screenplay.
they,
know
they were
that.
all comedy before that. They, as Dave Chappelle says, they stole his show. And they were doing sketch comedy for a while.
You could, there's a lot of influences, obviously, from Chappelle's show to Jordan Peele.
And they didn't really steal, but it's good. I showed
Yeah,
you. Yeah,
yeah.
it's good stuff. But
Yes.
yeah, Get Out. You can tell that he's a filmmaker's filmmaker. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He takes his time, hones in on his craft, and finds ways to, explore his stories, and to really bring home the tension or the crescendo of the film. So.
The Christian.
Speaking of filmmaker, you have a movie coming out in the
That's
future
right. That's right.
called Sugar Boys.
Near future, very near future.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a moment. Richard, can you pull up the trailer for Sugar Boys and we will watch it, please?
Gentlemen, we are behind schedule, and I have party to attend.
It's at the Belle Isle docks, okay? They told me to come alone. They said no cops or they'd kill her.
Okay, it's just my friend, my best friend Winnie. She's missing.
McDoodle, you are a moron. She's a badge bunny, bro. All she wanted is a taste of the blue. Why else would she come to you?
Because I'm fucking Flip McDoodle.
Well, tell her to file a damn report like everybody else.
If we dig into this case and Maiba International is involved, we're gonna be Detroit's baddest cops, and everybody's gonna know us once again. We're gonna be back on top.
Why the hell is everyone out there calling you two the Sugar Boys?
This wasn't a drug bust. I'm Sugar Boys.
Don't call me no sugar boy.
What do you guys know about this new terrorist cell, EOA?
All right, folks. I didn't know if it was going to end or not.
Oh, yeah.
But no, that's probably a good, 90-second trailer? About a
Yeah,
minute and a
roughly.
half?
Yeah. Yep.
Good, good. So what's in the sugar?
You have to watch the movie. I can't spoil that, man.
That would be a spoiler.
Is nose candy? in the
No,
candy?
it is
No?
not.
Oh,
This
thank
I
God.
can tell you. The film is called Sugar Boys because they go on what they think is a drug bust, but it turns out it's powdered sugar. Yeah, and there's a reason why it turns out it's powdered sugar, and but that somehow leads them on a conspiracy wrapped up within the city. So
A conspiracy wrapped in Enigma.
it's wrapped in an enigma. That's right. That's right. That's right. You're getting closer.
I saw a familiar face in the trailer.
Oh, Angie's?
I saw some blue eyes in the trailer. Talk about your character in the movie.
My character, she goes by Wen. She goes through a lot, including jumping in a river.
The Detroit?
You might have
actually
seen it happen.
That is the Detroit River.
Yeah, no, she, I won't tell you how, but she becomes involved with the two leads of the film, and they sort of foster this camaraderie between them. But she's a part of the story that dives them deeper and deeper and deeper into this ball of a conspiracy that gets international, you know.
Okay.
If you had to guess who gets kidnapped.
Dot, dot, dot.
You'll have to go to the theater and see, folks.
You'll have
That's
to
right,
see
that's right.
what happens next.
That's right. I would say the film is, if you want a good reference for what it is, it's a good mix between Bad Boys and Rush Hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw some pretty cool car chases.
Yeah.
How difficult were those to manage and to film?
They're very difficult, so there's a lot of planning involved. You know, we use visual effects, we use practical effects, live locations and whatnot, and everything is a coordination between all three. And, you know, we're not a big budget film. You know, we're out of Michigan, obviously, which is a state where people just typically do not give a damn about entertainment, you know, in terms of like financing.
Right.
So for us, it came from, you know, we've got some investors behind us, but then the vast majority comes from Enigma Studios.
Yeah.
And with that, you know, we're using our expertise and our connections to pull off what we're doing to make it happen and to make it as good as it looks.
Yeah.
So, and that's the
Big budget quality.
I was going to say that trailer looks excellent.
Oh, no,
High
thank you.
quality
Appreciate it.
yeah, like the car chases, they look great.
Oh, thank you. It makes you want to watch the film.
Oh yeah, it looks great. I'm currently working on a film. I talked to you before the show started called Phantom Moon, and we're fundraising for the very last part of it, and it is not easy.
No, man, people out here, they understand nursing, the automotive industry, and, you know, manufacturing, and that's it.
Yeah.
They don't
That's what they
understand,
know. That's what they believe in
That's
here.
right. Everyone wants to be a part of films. No one wants to contribute.
That's exactly what my buddy Robert, the director of our
Yeah.
film, that's what he said. And he's been making films. Shoot, I think since like 2011, he did a bunch of short films, and this is his second feature.
Okay.
And he said it's gotten harder.
Oh, it has. Oh,
Just the last couple of years.
COVID,
Yeah.
then the strikes just depleted all hopes of like getting your $5,000 to $20,000 for your feature. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's tough. But this is what I will say to every filmmaker who's watching this, or to those who are not but are interested in the art of cinematic, you know, motion picture making here in Michigan. One, if you're not a part of the film industry, support us. My God, please. Even if they suck, please support our sucky movies. Yeah, you know, especially support the ones that are good. That's the other thing. We do put these things in theaters. Ours will be in theaters. We're negotiating with a few right now. So definitely check them out when you can see them in the theaters. A lot of theaters do play local films.
Yes.
And then the other thing, for the filmmakers, don't make crappy movies, please. This makes it extremely tough for us to find funding because, you know, the first thing I'm sure you guys get is, oh, is it a Tubi movie? Like, and I like Tubi, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But this is not a Tubi movie. And the reason why is because the quality on Tubi from a lot of local folks is typically not that good.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have to break that cycle. It is up to us to break that cycle. No one else is, you know, and that's how we get money, by showing there's some ROI, return on investment, for these projects. These are good things to invest in. It's up to us to prove that.
And folks, tune in next week for his TED Talk part 2. No, that's all valid points. Whenever I think it was during the Rick Snyder administration when the tax credits went away and they weren't renewed. And I said, why not? This is something that everybody can get behind.
Yeah.
It supports local jobs. And
Yeah.
remember here in Pontiac, they transformed an old warehouse into a soundstage where they filmed the Wizard of Oz movie.
The water. And all, yeah.
I know they did a lot of.
They were going to do Pirates of the Caribbean there. At one point, yeah.
Really?
Batman
Yeah.
versus Superman.
Yeah, did they film at that studio? I know they filmed here in Detroit, but I know they went down to quite a few. But yeah.
So Lex Luthor's headquarters or whatever was one of those buildings.
Oh, okay.
My neighbor who used to live across the street from me,
Yeah.
she was an extra in the scene where they're in the courthouse and the courthouse blows up inside the old Wayne County building downtown.
Oh, nice.
And I know tons of other people that were extras on, like I said, Wizard of Oz and all this
Yeah.
other stuff. And then it
left.
immediately
Yeah.
stopped.
Yeah. There was a trickle effect in some capacity, but largely it was gone.
Yep.
Yeah, and we still get some. Beverly Hills Cop 4 was shot here. Found out it was shot in Rochester. But I think the Rochester scene was supposed to be a California location, which was bizarre, but it was a park in downtown Rochester. But cool, you know.
Right across the street from here in the studio is Orion Oaks County Park. And the scene in Batman vs. Superman where it shows Batman's parents' mausoleum, they built that right across the street.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's cool stuff, and we need to, and that's a little different, I'll say, because those guys, massive studios, when you have a $200 million budget, you'll shoot anywhere, right, as long as it's cost effective.
Right.
Yeah, but right now there's a renaissance in the film world. A lot of people are terrified of AI. You shouldn't be. I think what AI is going to do is it's going to filter out the lazy folks from the truly dedicated.
Yeah.
Because anyone is going to have their fingers on a button that can make something, and it's all going to look the same. I play around with AI, it's fun. But if you want to make real stuff and you want to be taken serious and you want to get paid for it, you have to be extremely creative in how you do it, which is how it should be.
Yes.
Spielberg wasn't lazy when he, stormed onto someone's lot and, paved his way onto Jaws and, Jurassic Park.
Jaws was the first movie to really start the summer blockbuster tradition.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
50 years ago this summer.
Yeah,
I can't believe
that's
that
right.
movie's 50 years old.
That's right.
Wow.
But and they did a lot of things wrong. The shark didn't work. You know what I'm saying? But what happened was they had the ingenuity, and I think that's what's missing. People today we have too many expectations that things are going to just work out because they should. We have to get back to finding a way to make that stuff work. That is just key. That's a key to your career. Stop waiting for other people to make your life happen for you, man. We got to get back to creating stuff.
Creative problem solving.
Exactly.
We talk about it all the time on set.
All the time.
Like, there's so many factors that you can't control, whether it's the weather, whether it's the equipment, whether it's this or that, or maybe a location shift or lighting, and you got to figure out ways around that and not settle or compromise on quality or the story.
That's why she's a good producer.
Thank you.
No, that's very true.
Angie, what are some projects that you've worked on recently, besides Erebus, of course? What are some actual productions, like TV or video, or TV or film that you've worked on?
Recently, I had a very busy fall season. Like, honestly, very busy, since June. Like, every single weekend in June until, end of July, I was on a project. Filming something, every single week. And then in August, I started filming. I filmed a few music videos, and then did some other little silly here and there projects and everything. Did some projects for the horror film roulette and everything. And then October, I started back up at Erebus, but then I had some Halloween clients in between then and everything. I had a few of them come to the haunt and everything. I did their makeup before we opened, and then finished them up in time so that way I can do everyone at the haunt as well. And then I had a good opportunity to do makeup at Little Caesars Arena on Halloween.
Wow.
So that was really exciting, and honestly, probably one of my favorite gigs I've had so far. That was a really fun one.
Down at the arena?
Yeah, I did it for a music performer that night.
Cool. Now, earlier you said that when you were a kid you thought about acting. Is that something you still would want to do now? Or I should ask, have you done any acting, or is it...
There's one acting credit on my IMDb, and it's such a small scene. It was in one of the very first movies I ever worked in. It was called Running from Wolves, which is out on Tubi and Amazon Prime.
Tubi!
That was I worked on 2 movies when I was in school. So I worked on that one. I also worked on Finding the Coal when I was in school. So I worked on Running from Wolves first, but I have like a small scene in that. But other than that, no, I haven't really done any acting. And honestly, I like being behind the scenes, creating more of like everything instead of being in front of the camera. But I wouldn't mind like modeling for photos and like stuff like that. But I don't see myself acting.
Okay.
She's great behind the scenes. Like, I was just on a set with her the other day, and she's so like calming and comforting, and you just get your makeup
good.
done, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to get in front of the camera. Thanks, Angie.
No, that's great. And a lot of people who have never worked on a production before probably don't realize how much stuff goes on behind the scenes.
Yes.
With all the crew and the technical stuff.
Yeah. And then
the
even,
lighting, the cameras.
Even just like, I feel like every single department on set, like no one really thinks about like how much it goes into like sound or even how much goes into like being like someone who does like PA stuff.
That's right.
Like I feel like PAs are overlooked so often, but they do help like out in like every single department.
A good PA helps out in every single department.
Yeah, and the times I've been on set, it's like you can tell the difference between a PA who's like right there to be the right-hand man of the producers and directors and to be ready, even if they need to go get coffee or whatever, or help fix a light or this.
That's right.
And they're not just sitting in the corner staring at their phone. They're, they're
right.
I had a PA once, we were looking for him. It was the most intense part of shooting. And, filming can be a very tedious process, very repetitive. And this guy just went and slept on a couch in the back and fell asleep, and no one could find him for the longest for hours. And it's like, you get some people just want to come on set to be part of a film.
So they can tell their friends.
That's right.
Yes, they can say, hey, I was on a movie set, but really they didn't do anything.
I think like with any other job or endeavor or whatever, those people kind of get filtered out after a while, and
sometimes,
Sometimes,
they do. Well, at least I can say on our sets that people will filter themselves out. We will every time, if you are
I think
quality,
we filter them out. But,
the quality, like we have some really, really amazing crew that show up and support this story, and we will bring them back every time because they're hard workers, they're diligent, they're mindful, and their heart is in the game.
Yeah, that's right.
So every time you will come back to our set. But like if you show up and you're lazy or you're
a klutz,
knocking like
over
a really incompetent person, then it's
and not
you're gonna get chopped.
Not showing up drunk or high. That's also a plus, right?
Absolutely not.
Oh yeah, we've got a funny story. Do you want to hear a funny story of that or not?
I got nothing but time.
Okay, all right. So one of our actors, he's not going to be seen on the film, but and I won't say which role. But he was a nice guy, and so we had a hard time. Initially, we were flying someone out of California for the role, and that didn't work out, so we brought in someone else. We auditioned. He auditioned very well.
He did great.
He was a very unique character. He had a great look to him. We printed out. He was in, like images, for the scenes and whatnot. And then time came for him to film, and he just.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, this girl, she's great. Intuition.
My intuition.
Mother's intuition kicked in. But he just would ghost us. And we're like, and then we would get a hold of him and we're like, dude, we need you to practice. You have to read lines with crew and say, look, I'm there. Here's the time. I'm going to be there. Ghost us again and again. So we had to last minute replace him. And then the day he's supposed to shoot, because you remember the date.
Pivotal character to the story.
The day he's supposed to shoot, hey, Marquis, you could tell he was high off his rocker. And to me, it seemed like some heroin. You know what I mean? Like just the nature of it. He wasn't high strung. He was out of it. He's like, I'm going to show up. I can do the lines. I'm like, no. We've replaced you. It was a massive scene. It was we had 200 people out on this set one day. Massive banquet set up for action. It was our best shoot, I think, at the Rooster Tail. Shout out to Michael Shaneth at the Rooster Tail. They're doing a Christmas party pretty soon.
That's
Check it out.
right on the river.
That's right on the river. It's a beautiful spot.
I've heard of it, but I've never been there.
Oh, it's awesome. They used to do the boat races there. Yeah, they do lots of concerts, lots of fun stuff. It's a great place to hold, events and venues, but it's awesome.
But bringing this story full circle, the creative problem solving that we talked about, this guy, he just dropped the ball completely on us. And we could have been out so much money, so much time, so much energy, so much planning and prep to pull this massive shoot off. And yet, We figured it out.
Yep.
We recasted this guy, who was not an easy person to recast
Yeah.
because of the unique nature of the role and
Very distinct.
and the look that we needed,
Yeah.
you know. And we did it, and we pulled out. We said, okay, let's not freak out. Let's get down to business and problem solve. And that's where I think a lot of filmmakers, they buckle.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
buckle
Yep.
under
Yep.
the
Yep.
pressure
Yep.
of high, intense, stressful situations instead of saying, okay, stress is going to do me no good. I need action.
Yep.
You know, and that's how you problem solve on any movie set.
Oh. And Star Wars, C-3PO was, they had a full animatronic setup, and this was Return, not Revenge of the Jedi. What's the second one?
The Sith?
No.
Empire Strikes
Empire
Back.
Strikes
Empire
Back. my
Strikes
God.
Back.
I stay up till like 3 o'clock in the morning editing, guys. My brain's out. But Empire Strikes Back, it was, when they're in Cloud City.
Yeah.
And, he's...
Yeah, he gets blown apart.
Yeah, that's right. They couldn't make it work, so they just found a way to like pull some strings together to get him to function. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't
Last
know that.
minute, because the mechanics broke down.
Creative
Wow.
problem
Yeah,
solving.
yeah, and you have to do it on any set. You have to. In fact, you almost get the best results out of that because you have to think. Your brain sharpens up at that point, and you have to find ways to
gotta
like you said,
improvise.
That's right. That's right.
Like in jazz, like in improv comedy, all that stuff. I saw jazz hands.
You got me.
So like in the very first Star Wars movie, a lot of the stuff on the set was just literal junk.
Oh yeah, McDonald's cups and
And they said the more junk the better. And if you look in a lot of scenes, there's a lot of stuff, but it makes the world lived in.
That's right. No,
Yeah.
it's 1,000%
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So I just wanted to get a little bit more information about Sugar Boys.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know when it might be coming out?
So here's the thing, we're pressured by our own deadlines. And we work pretty solid to try to keep it as tight as possible in terms of when we want it to be out. We were hoping for this Christmas we would have everything completed in terms of editing and so on. That will not be the case. We're looking at like early to mid-February. Could be like late January by the time it's completely, edited. We're editing now. We have a couple more scenes left to shoot. But the reason why, we have been like pushing it back slowly is because we're just making the best product possible.
We don't settle.
Yeah, no. This is a business. I mean, it's the film business, right?
But better to take the extra time and
Oh,
extra, even if it takes a little bit more money to be spent, to make it exactly how you want it.
That's right.
Rather than you watch it and be like, oh, I can't believe we didn't see that in the first place.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, 1,000%. We just shot at. We could have done like some of these scenes in whatever location, but we went out and decided to shoot at the top of the Highlands restaurant at the top of the Renaissance Center.
Yeah.
Because that's like the peak of Detroit, and I wanted that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful place. Those guys are amazing. Go to that
We
restaurant.
went
if
up
you
in a
ever get a chance.
helicopter to get the shot
Yeah,
that we wanted.
flew around the.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just awesome. But those things you see in the film, and it makes it. People watch this and they're like, because at first you say, oh, it's the movie that's being made. They're like, oh, okay, it's cool, nice, good job, Timmy. But when people see the trailer, they're like, oh, well, that's a real movie. Wait a minute,
And
that's
it
real.
gives Michigan something to
That's
be
right.
proud of. That's just
That's
it.
right.
It's like a lot of productions come in, they shoot a segment of the story, and then they take it somewhere else.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
all this is Michigan-based. It focuses on like the beautiful architecture we have around, the people, everything. Everything from our director to our actors to our crew to our locations is Michigan. This is our story.
Just from that trailer alone, I think it's right towards the beginning. They talk about Belle Isle. You see the skyline in a bunch of shots. You see the Renaissance Center.
Yes.
It tells you on the screen, made in Detroit.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're proud, man.
We are proud.
Don't know how much more you can get.
Yeah.
Now, this is totally off topic, but Marquis says, anyone ever told you kind of look like the comedian Nick Kroll?
No.
A more handsome version
Okay.
of Nick Kroll. Do you know who he is?
That's interesting.
No, I don't.
Oh, you know who he is?
I can see it though. I
Oh,
can see
okay,
it.
interesting. He's very
He,
wide-eyed,
that's the difference. He's got bigger eyes than you.
Yeah.
Everything else is the same. No. One of my favorite comedians, super funny. He had a sketch show on Comedy Central. I saw him do stand-up at Royal Oak Music Theater. Super funny dude, great with characters. But I just had to throw that out there because that's who you remember.
Oh, okay.
So now we're going to do a segment of the show, and I'm sure you guys know how this is played, called Would You Rather. I'm going to ask you 2 different questions.
Okay.
You gotta answer exactly how you would want to do it, and you got to justify your answer.
All right.
No.
So we'll start with
Pressure's
Miss
on.
Angela. Would you rather have to get around on all 4s all the time, or only make animal noises?
Man.
All 4s, and you can't have knee pads or anything. It's just
What kind of legs does she have?
she's got her regular
I guess
human
animal
legs.
noises.
And what animal? You could pick 2 animals,
2.
and that's it.
I guess maybe a cat and a peacock.
All right, asked and answered.
Should have said a parrot, because then you could repeat human.
Oh. Well, guess
Too
my wish
late.
will come true now.
You can hiss at people.
There you go. There you go.
Some of these are terrible. Some of them are great.
Oh boy.
You said you're a mother, Julia. Would you rather be allergic to babies or be allergic to elderly people?
Oh, that's painful.
It is. Like I said, some of these are terrible.
Elderly people. Because
But why?
I have a justification here.
Oh, okay.
Chances are that if they're elderly and I have a relationship with them, I would have gotten enough amount of time when they weren't at that age to, create meaningful memories. Okay, long story short,
So-
I need my baby snuggles. I love babies.
What you're trying to say is, hey, you're gonna die soon, so I don't really need
I wasn't
to be
trying to
around
say it
you.
like that, but yeah.
You heard it here, folks. Julia Allison.
Baby snuggles.
All right, Mr. Nick Kroll, would you rather wear summer clothes in the winter or wear winter clothes in the summer? Would you rather be too hot or too cold, I guess is what it's asking.
Well, I mean, there's a lot behind that, I suppose, but I guess I'd rather be too hot because I can remove the clothing.
Like I said, some of these are dumb. I'll give you.
You can't remove the clothing, though.
But that wasn't
right?
part of the rule book. I didn't hear anything
Stuck in
about
a
that.
winter
You're
coat.
stuck in it.
I just heard. Yeah, but I'll die from hypothermia.
We'll give you a better question, hopefully.
Okay.
Mr. Marquis, would you rather have a significant other that doesn't speak or a significant other that doesn't listen?
Well, I mean, not speaking. Any day of the week, come on.
Yeah.
Can't argue with anything I say. It's the best. No offense to, my wife, but like if I could.
I was just going to ask you, you do have a significant other?
Oh, my wife, yeah. That's right, man.
My wife.
Go cook some food. Hey, you can't say anything.
She's going to watch this and be like,
I love you, sweetie. Just, steaks tonight, baby. Rub my feet.
Miss Angie, would you rather be covered in feathers or covered in fur?
Covered in fur. Ugh. Well, maybe if it's winter, but
If it's, say, November 18th.
today.
maybe feathers. Because then I can have a cool design.
Like a peacock.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you could have those while you're making your peacock and cat noises.
Oh,
There we go.
man.
Full circle.
Well,
It's fitting,
hey.
I like it.
All right. Wow, you're getting all these motherly questions.
Oh,
Julia,
no, not again.
would you rather have triplets or be one of a triplet?
No, I'm not. No, I
You gotta
would
pick
rather
one?
be one of a triplet. I would never want to have a triplet.
I would imagine
No.
I don't have kids, I would imagine having one kid is a full-time job in and of itself. Imagine
Yeah.
having 3 kids.
I mean, you don't
at the
even
same-
have enough arms. Like, what are you gonna do?
You just need to buy like a big backpack. You could put 1, 2, 3. Mr. Marquis.
Okay, that's it.
That's me. Would you rather talk a little bit too loudly or talk a little bit too softly? You're getting all the dumb ones. She's getting the mother ones. You're getting the dumb ones. Would you rather be a mall cop or a prison guard?
Oh, a mall cop. There's hot chicks walking around the mall.
There's
I mean,
hot chicks
well,
everywhere.
in the prison, no offense, but fellas, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, you ever watch Orange is the New Black? I think it would be terrifying to work in a prison.
I know people that work in a
I
prison.
think-
They are not happy people. Oh, there's a funny. Can I give a funny story?
We got nothing but time.
Okay, all right. So my aunt, she's a
Oh no!
a deputy.
We were going to turn this into a little
on a
podcast.
and so the name of the podcast was Pigeons and Prostitutes.
Can we say that?
We might have to bleep out the prostitutes part because this is rated TV PG. So
All right,
yeah.
it's not an R story, but
Maybe,
that's the title.
maybe we
just
say
to set up.
follow Enigma Studios for the full story.
So anyways, so we're driving down and we're getting B-roll shots for the film. And B-roll is just, whatever. Anyways, B-roll shots of the film. And I get a call from my aunt. And she's like, hey, Marquis, I need you to translate something. I'm trying to reach my wife is Chinese. I was trying to reach my wife. She couldn't do it. And so I was like, well, I'll just translate, and I speak some Chinese.
Mandarin or Cantonese?
It's a Mandarin.
That's the more.
Yeah, the vast majority.
Much more.
Much more.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
even
what I
people in Hong Kong, which is typically where you would speak Cantonese, they speak, many of them speak Mandarin as well.
Great.
But anyways, so they're, I'm talking to these young ladies, there are two of them, and I'm trying to establish a connection. Like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, they're going to translate they want me to translate to you, and they can understand. And so, my aunt goes, oh, we need you to tell them that, and I was talking to them like, oh, it'll be okay, you're right. They're kind of sad, and I'm like, well, so what do I have to translate? And they go, oh, let them know that they were busted for being in a house of ill repute. I'm like, aha!
That they're under arrest for
they're under
being
arrest.
in a house of
Ill repute. So translating.
Draw your conclusions.
that was kind of, I kind of lost the original part, but I had to translate that.
So, did you? How did the translation go? Did you use like the Cantonese or Mandarin word of like? Whorehouse, or were you like a little more diplomatic about it?
I was diplomatic. So in China, there's a term, and it's kind of regional, but there's a term that you use, which is also the same term for like young miss, which you would use at like a restaurant, but colloquially it became known as being a prostitute. So it's xiaojie.
Xiaojia.
Yeah, there you go. So I said yes. They think you are. Xiaojie. And she's like, what? No, we're innocent, let us, But yeah, that was funny. And it
Listening to this conversation was hilarious. Me and the PA in the back, we were just like cracking up.
They didn't know that I could speak Chinese. So I'm like having this on speakerphone conversation with these imprisoned young ladies about their unfortunate,
endeavors.
But it was funny.
Cool. We'll have one last question for Miss Angie. Would you rather be lost in the woods at night or stuck in a haunted house? This question was made just for you.
Oh, it's perfect for you.
Sure, I'll be stuck in a haunted house.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's like a no-brainer. I mean, yeah.
Have you ever actually been lost in the woods?
Yes, actually. Actually, yes. When I was younger, it was like me and a friend. I think we were in like 6th grade. We were walking around. And it was like, I think in Romeo or something. And we were just like, had like no signal, nothing. I remember the only thing I could do was like play this one Panic at the Disco song on my phone. I had like no connection. And for some reason, that's the only thing my phone decided I wanted to do. So I was like, well, we can't get out, but we can listen to whatever this song is.
At least we have a theme song for getting lost in the woods.
Well, we got out. I'm here. But
You made it.
You had a phone when you were in 6th grade.
I did.
I didn't have a cell phone till my first year in college.
Yeah. What year were you born? Can I answer? Yeah.
What do you think? You guess.
We're probably on the same age. You're what? You're between 81 and 83.
Divide by 2 and you're pretty close.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought you meant I'm 81 or 83 years old.
No. You were born in 80.
I did too.
I did too. I thought you meant like he was 82 years old.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry, folks. I meant born in the year of.
Again,
so you're very close.
3 a.m. every night.
84.
84. Okay. All right. So yeah, we're around the same time. But yeah, no, we didn't have cell phones back then.
I remember. So I graduated high school in 2003.
Oh my God, that's the year I was born.
And I remember on Facebook, it was your birthday, like right either before or after mine. Mine's the 24th of July.
Mine's the 25th.
See, I remember seeing that, and I said, happy birthday. You were born 6 weeks after I graduated high school.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But I
That's
remember,
funny.
like, my last year in high school, senior year, 2003, there were like 2 or 3 people that had cell phones, and like back then you didn't text. I don't think. I don't remember texting at all.
You had to be like, yo, I'm going to meet you at the mall, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, you write it and stick it to a pigeon and
Yeah.
have them go deliver the message, or Morse code.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty much the end of our show. But I just wanted to give you guys any last words about any specific things you'd like to promote, websites.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So please visit us at enigmaw.com. That's www.enigmaw. That's enigma with a w.com. If you can guess why there's a W in Enigma, you get a gold star. But yes, visit us there. We're working on some new projects coming up. We've got some amazing things that are in development. We won't talk about those things now. But pictures we can talk about. Our plan is to shoot a family sci-fi adventure after this. We're going to hopefully bring in Miss Angie Acosta?
Yes.
Miss Acosta
Yeah.
into the next one.
Yeah.
So she's an amazing makeup artist, absolutely. But yes, please visit us there, check us out. We greatly appreciate it.
Does Enigma have its own YouTube page?
It does, yeah. Just Enigma Studios. Type that in. Enigma with a W, Studios. You will find us there. You can look up type in Sugar Boys
Sugar
movie trailers.
Boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're on,
Share the trailer to other people you know in the Metro Detroit area.
Please.
Let's spread the word. So, in a couple months from now, when this actually comes out, people will go see it, support it,
Yeah.
make a date night out of it. I don't know.
Exactly, and
right.
we're on
Take-
social media too,
take
so
your Tinder date to
Instagram,
it.
That's
Facebook,
right, take your Tinder
you know,
date.
Sugar Boys,
Yes.
Enigma Studios. If you're interested in getting a hold of me, you can email Julia at enigma.com if you're interested in being a background talent or anything like that in any of our features. We love to connect and showcase the local community.
Excellent. Yes,
And
thank you.
And I will say as well, we plan on having our stuff in local theaters. So we're not certain yet, but I think Imagine will be sort of the first locked in. We don't know yet. We'll find that out pretty soon. But so please look forward for this film at minimum inside of the Imagine theaters. Hopefully MJR and AMC as well.
Great. Do you have any other things you'll want to promote besides the studio, Julia?
Oh, I'm also a voice actress, and model. So if you want
That's
to
right.
get a hold of
we
me,
we didn't get a chance to talk too much about the other stuff, but do you have your own website, like your own .com? Or-
no, I just kind of stick with social
Social
media.
media.
It seems to do the trick, but I'm represented by 3 different agencies, Productions Plus, Wink Talent, Real Style Model Talent Agency. But also you can just email voiceoverbyjulia@gmail.com and you can connect, and if you're interested in casting me or having me audition for something, we can talk.
Cool. Last but certainly not least, Miss Acosta, what would you like to promote?
I have a music video that's coming out, hopefully before Christmas. It'll be out. I did stage 4 level cancer makeup for it over this past weekend, actually, and I'm really excited to share it. I don't know if I can say the artist or anything yet, but I think it will be pretty exciting, honestly. And it's kind of like an electric pop song. It's kind of like the best way I can describe the song, but I'm really excited for that one. And I also have a few other films that are hopefully going to be coming out like within the next few months and everything. I worked on a lot of things this year, so I know like next year my name's going to be like, oh, and this. I'm really excited for next year and what all that brings. And then my website is andrewspfx.com, and then that's also my social media handles as well. I post my work pretty often. I'm trying to post whenever I do something, I try to post oh yeah, I'm working. I don't know.
Yeah,
always stay active and everything.
You do post a lot of good pictures on both Instagram and Facebook.
Well,
So,
thank you. Yeah,
check-
I'm always trying to do something new, and always trying to do something new myself whenever I have time, something new, creating new ideas. Always trying to do something new.
Check out Angie's social media. She has tons and tons of pictures of her work the last year or so. And
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
been a
you-
very busy year.
Yeah, and you put, I don't know if you call it a makeup tutorial or not, and I think you mentioned on the post that you had recorded this like a year or two ago, but it shows you like doing your face and
Oh,
I used to
do like a whole bunch of content creating like videos of like me body painting myself and everything. Like last year, I haven't done one of those in forever.
Okay.
Because I've been so busy working with other people this year, which is a lot more rewarding, honestly, to me.
Right, and you gotta make those dollar bills.
I like working with other people more because I feel like it's showing more skill and showing more that I can work on other bodies other than myself. So I really like being able to show that.
And what's that called? Proof of concept? I don't know.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. Or kind of like a
I don't know.
concept design.
If you're trying to prove what you're trying to do before it's done.
Earlier you threw out ROI. I'm going to throw out
POCs.
We're just
POC.
throwing out terms.
People of color. No.
People of color. There you go. People of color and a proof of concept. It's a beautiful thing.
Sorry, it's not that kind of show. No. But yes, okay. Thank you, folks, for being on. I greatly appreciate it. I always love having people on the show that are artists in any type of way, music, film, comedy, any of that. I love it, love it, love it. It's so much fun to learn from you guys, and especially learn what inspired you guys to get into doing this kind of stuff. I love learning about that, about people. And if you guys know of anyone else that would maybe like to be on the show, maybe some of your actors or friends or whatever, I do this about once a month, and I love having anybody on that'll come. So
That's great.
thank you for being on, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, thank you for inviting us too.
Folks, thank you for watching. This has been The Andrew Walker Show, episode 18, and we'll catch you next time. Good night. All right, folks, and now we have Keith Mansfield here reading a couple poems. I think one is about Costco. I don't know.
That's what it is.
Keith, take it away.
Thanks, sir. Thanks, Andrew. Well, my name is Keith Mansfield, and as Andrew said, I am a poet. And I found something very intriguing. Every Friday night, the line at Costco is just incredible to get gas. And I thought, who are these people waiting all night for gas? And then I figured it out. I think I found a secret society out there. So I wrote this poem. It kind of came to me, so I wrote it down. And this is called Dad's Friday Night Gas Club at Costco. Now, each and every Friday night, the men all get in line, waiting to fill their tanks all up. It will all be mighty fine. What time will you be finished? Do any of us really care? It's me time for Daddy. Stretch it longer if you dare. Away from my beautiful wife and my wonderful children too. My wife seeks justification in everything I do. No titty bars or dive bars or music clubs to lend. And life has gotten so stale, I'm just waiting for it to end. Then one day, a new Costco arrived right over in the next town. Friday night freedom, the men will gather around. We can stretch it. Can we stretch it to 3 hours or more? Is there any possible way? If we all move unequivocally slow and take our sweet time to pay, now we have just created, for the dads around the world, our very own little utopia. Costco's gas club flags unfurled. And that's the first one. This next poem, I got another couple here. I got this next poem. I think I must have been listening to some music because I noticed I've got got some lyrics in here. But this one is called Stained Glass Memories. And it goes something like this. Waking up on the couch to the breaking dawn, staring up through the shade of the lone Tiffany lamp, sitting so peacefully and lonesome above me on the corner of the table. As the first sign of light slips through the cracks of the window blinds, the man-made prism above reminds me of the days of my youth. Sunday morning sunshine peeking in through the stained glass windows of the church as I convalesced all alone, blissfully unaware of what the preacher was selling or the hypocrisy of the church people in the pews surrounding and ignoring me as per usual. I was absent-mindedly daydreaming about the pool hall down the road, spending half of my days skipping school and shooting pool. The dollars gambled weren't real huge back then, but the bragging rights immense. Remembering that the pool hall I loved as a kid was now a 7-Eleven. It reminded me of that beautiful Robert Frost soliloquy. So dawn goes down to stay, nothing gold can stay. Stay gold, Pony Boy. So this poem this is just the epitome of a Lake Orion poem. I got the idea sitting by the lake. So this is called Sweet Surrender. I sat on the dock looking across the crystal clear waters of the lake as the sky exploded with the oranges and pinks of the setting sun. The only sounds were the echoes of the crickets and the occasional splash of a fish jumping from the water. I contemplated tossing a line in, but chose just to sit and enjoy the picturesque beauty of the lake. The warmth and the moisture of the evening air touched my skin and I felt renewed. I felt the calmness of a sleeping child as the evening turned to night. The moon and stars reflected off the cool blue waters as a lone firefly flew past. As I absorbed the view, I felt a sense of gratitude and peace overtake me and a warmth deep inside my soul. A smile slowly crept across my lips and I had a bit of a twinkle in my eye. I surrendered completely to the peacefulness that overtook me, and all was right with the world. Thank you so much.
Yo, cloudy. It's like voodoo, what you do to me. Wish there was like two of me. Popping pills like 2 or 3. My leg chain from LSD. BB Simmons belt, walking raft when I stuck. They thought I was down and out, but I ain't hit no bell. Ay. They thought I was not that guy, but I am more than that. Ay. If I sell these Oxycontin pills and it's tax, she like, Cloudy, what you do to me? Pop out with that 2 to 3. I be on so many things, Molly B's an ecstasy. Used to love this one girl, but she treat me like a dummy. Me sit with a fan, that's codeine inside my tummy. I don't care about all that shorty, I'ma get this money. Life is so that lovely, I'm smoking in abundance. She can't even function, she's so blinded from assumption. More than just some dumb shit, I'm tryna get like Don Rich. You gon' have to kill me before I give up on these racks.